In this video, I'm going to show you how to get nostalgic negative for your Fujifilm GFX 50R or your 50S RAW files. Nostalgic Negative came out with the Fujifilm GFX 100S and is currently not available on the older GFX models. But this trick will help unlock the Nostalgic Negative if you're not yet ready to move to the GFX 100S. Designed to recreate the look of images in old photo albums, Nostalgic Negative produces images with rich colors in the shadows and a soft tonality through the midtones and highlights. That was from the Fuji website. For this to work, you need Capture One Pro 21 and a program called Meta Image. Meta Image will allow you to change the EXIF data for the GFX 50R. I'll leave a link below for a free trial of Capture One Pro 21. Once you've downloaded Capture One 21, go to the App Store if you're working on a Mac and search for Meta Image. So here we have Meta Image typed in, and this is the program we want with the orange icon with the little flower in the middle. I think it was maybe 20 bucks or something like that when I first downloaded it. I'm not sure what the cost is right now, but I feel like it is well worth the price. If you're working on Windows, I believe there is a Windows equivalent, so go ahead and do a Google search for Meta Image for Windows, and I believe there is something that you can download. If not, what you can do is look up a photo editor where you can edit the EXIF data, and that should work just as well. So once you download Meta Image, go ahead and open it up, and this is what it looks like here on the interface. And what you need to do is open your files. So find your files on your computer, just drag and drop them onto Meta Image. So here are my files. I'm just going to go ahead and select all of them and just drag them over to Meta Image. And you can see they're ready to go here. Now I'm not going to convert them first, but you can see here on the camera model, you can see it says GFX 50R here, and the software it says digital camera GFX 50R. So that's something that we're going to have to change. But watch here, if we go into Capture One and import those images. So there's our 3 images. We click import, and once we have them all in Capture One, you can see here on the right side under base characteristics, we see the ICC profile, and it reads Fujifilm GFX 50R generic. So that's correct, it was taken with a 50R. And the curve here, you can see in our curve, you can drop down all the Fujifilm film simulations, and these are all the film simulations that are actually available in the latest firmware of the Fujifilm GFX 50R. You can see through a firmware update, they actually did include classic negative into the 50R, as well as the Eterna film simulation. But what's missing compared to the GFX 100S is, of course, nostalgic negative and also Eterna bleach bypass, if that's something you're looking for. So let's show you how to get it into or get it for your GFX 50R, those film simulations. So let's go ahead and remove our GFX 50R files from Capture One, and we're going to go ahead and change the EXIF data for the GFX 50R to read as a 100S instead when it goes back into Capture One. So again, open Meta Image, we have our files imported here. Select the top file and then shift and click the bottom file, and that'll allow us to edit all of the information for all of the files here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to software, and we're going to click here on the right side where it says EXIF software, and we're going to change 50R to 100S. And then the version, we're just going to change that to 1.00. And then click on the side just to make sure it registers for all of our files. And then the next thing we're going to do is change the camera model name from GFX 50R to 100S. So let's delete that and type in 100S. And again, click here on the side for those settings to register. So let's just double check. We click a couple files here, and we can see our settings have been changed and the names have been changed to 100S. So here on the top right, we're going to click save and then save all edited files. And once it's done, it gives you the report that the tasks are done. So now we're going to go back into Capture One, and let's re-import those files. So go to File, Import Images, and we're going to find those same files and import them back into Capture One. and we'll click import all, Now the files are back here in Capture One, and you can see now the ICC profile here on the right will read GFX 100S generic, and the curve, once you pull that down, you can see all the same film simulations. In addition, now we have nostalgic negative, and we also have bleach bypass. So it's a pretty easy trick, and once you get the hang of it and the routine of updating your files, it's really not that hard to get onto your computer. So let's see what it looks like here. You can see here there's nostalgic negative. This is Provia, and you can see what nostalgic negative does to the file here. And we'll do it to this file. Again, same thing, we have GFX 100S, and here we start off with Provia, which was straight out of the camera, and then we change it here to nostalgic negative. And you can see it introduces a little bit of a warm tone to the picture. It's supposed to emulate the photo books from the 70s and maybe the 80s, giving maybe a warmer tone and a faded look, which it does do. Looks like it brings up the shadows here compared to Provia. Provia looks maybe a little bit more saturated, and then we go to nostalgic negative, and we can see that orange, maybe brownish tone to the image. Here we can do one more. Again, this is Provia, and then we switch over to nostalgic negative, and you can see it tones the highlights a little bit more brownish as well as the mid-tones. And then we can see when we go back to Provia, it looks like it crushes the blacks just a little bit, and then we go back to nostalgic negative. It brings it up for a little less contrast. Now, of course, there is a question of accuracy and Capture One compared to straight out of camera JPEGs when you're going straight from the intended sensor and camera to the film simulations versus Capture One. And I can tell you from experience with the regular X series cameras, not the GFX series, that the Capture One conversions actually are fairly close. Just using the eye test, they're not going to be 100%, but they definitely get you more than in the ballpark. Of course, if you're really wanting something that's precise, you're just going to have to buy the exact camera that has the film simulation that you're looking for. But for someone that doesn't want to move to the 100S yet, this can get you definitely into the ballpark, and even more than into the ballpark with nostalgic negative. So again, I know there's people that criticize this method, saying that it's not 100% accurate, which is true. But again, it's going to get you very, very close without having to spend an extra whatever to get the 100S. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to click subscribe, ring the notification bell, and hit the like button, as it really does help to support this channel here. Thanks, and take care.